What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars, where today we're starting a brand new preparation marathon with Scooby-Doo! It was recently revealed that the new film Scoob would be released to digital basically on the same day it would come out to theaters, so I had to fit in a bunch of reviews from now until then. I'm looking at all of the feature-length Scooby-Doo movies, and that does not include the cartoons, so there's 2 theatrical and 3 TV films that were all live action, and the 2002 facilitates the start of a new marathon. And let's get cracking. This review is brought to you by the word of the day, facilitate, to make easier, like how schools used to teach math, not all this common core crap. Scooby-Doo follows a recently broken up Mystery Inc. gang who are brought together once more to solve the mysteries found at Spooky Island, a theme park that seemingly changes teenagers into monsters. Can the gang get over their differences to solve one more case, or will the rift between them break even further? So, as far as I can tell, everybody and their mom hates the live-action Scooby-Doo movies, whether it's the theatrical or the TV movies. And I'm not entirely sure why. They're ridiculous, sure, but at the same time, aren't they supposed to be? It's all based on a cartoon, so everything that happens in this movie is basically like a live-action cartoon. But the nice thing about that is that it appeals to all ages. There's stuff in this movie like physical humor and fart jokes for the really young kids to laugh their heads off with, and there's a lot of innuendo stuff going on in the background too for the adults. That's probably because James Gunn wrote it, and he was somehow able to make another typical Scooby-Doo story while also being incredibly tongue-in-cheek about it at the same time. One thing that has always impressed me with this movie is the cast. When I think about live-action Mystery Inc., I can't not think about these people when I close my eyes, and I'm guessing a big reason as to why that is because of Matthew Lillard, who plays Shaggy. He is very, very good at it. He sounds and acts spot on. I actually remember a special feature on the DVD where he's trying to teach the audience how to do Shaggy's voice. And because of Matthew Lillard, this little family film that nobody seems to care about has one of the rare cases of perfect casting in cinematic history, in my opinion, and they knew it. After this movie, actually after the second one, somewhere around 2010, I'm not entirely sure, Matthew Lillard took over as the official voice of Shaggy because he was just so good at it. He still does the voice to this day. I actually rewatched some episodes of Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, which is a variation of the show where each episode they run into a special guest star or character. Lillard does the voice in that. So say what you will about this movie. That's an awesome accomplishment. I can't really say the same about the rest of the cast, though. There's still faces that I only think of when I think of these characters, but their casting isn't exactly perfect. I think other people could probably play Velma, Daphne, and Fred. But am I really going to sit here and tell you that this movie's perfect? Not at all. It has a lot of problems. It's a flawed film. Its biggest problem, unfortunately, comes down to the visuals, which are very, very bad. And I mean, nobody's really expecting much more than that, since everything is basically taking place in a live-action cartoon. But I'm mostly talking about weird things like shading issues on the CGI models and things like that, where it doesn't match the surroundings. That's true even so for Scooby-Doo himself, who probably has the best CGI rendering versus everything else in the movie. It's not by much. He's still very much a cartoon dog. Another problem with the film comes down to the villain's motivation, or maybe the setup for the mystery itself. I feel like there's a lot of unnecessary moving parts that sometimes get a bit confusing for no real reason. It's not a huge complaint, but a lack of clarity in a kid's movie is kind of unfortunate. If kids can't understand the story, then they have no other choice than to just focus on physical humor or fart jokes. Oh, what am I saying? I enjoyed it when I was younger, so who am I to judge? Let's go ahead and talk about that and score. From an unbiased vantage point, I would say that this film is hardly as bad as people say it is. I mean, if you're expecting some kind of Oscar-worthy film, then maybe you're watching the wrong thing. It's just a family movie, and as a family film, it's decent. My unbiased score is 72%, and I mostly agree with that assessment. I grew up really enjoying the movie for what it was, even if it's not anything game-changing. My bias score is 74%, averaging everything out to a final score of 73%. 73 out of 100 possible stars, leaving Scooby-Doo with a letter grade of C. I think for what they were going for, they achieved some surprisingly good elements here, even with the bad graphics. Heck, one of my favorite lines in this movie was, "Scooby-Doo and Shaggy are fighting." Scooby-Doo says something like, "Roo, rah, rah, ree, rah, roo." And Scabby's all like, "No, Scooby-Doo, your mom eats cat poop." I can't not laugh at that line. There's something wrong with me, but I love it. Guys, let me know your thoughts on this film in the comments down below. Are you a fan of what this film is going for, or do you think it's just one massive failure after the next? Let me know below. As for YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button if you like this review and would like to see some others like it. Hit the thumbs up button because that always helps out my channel. And don't forget about the little bell icon because that'll help notify you when I come out with my next review. And until then, peace out!